Hey, Veron Graham here, and I am all set to do another review. We're gonna take a look at a blog and see if we can come up with a few key things that you can do. This gentleman can do for his blog, and maybe you can do for your blog, and to increase your conversions. Getting your website visitors or your readers to become subscribers and to take the actions that you want it to take. So if you're offering some kind of service or product, um, but you're using a blog to attract people to your business by giving them the great value that you do in your blog posts, um, we're going to explore a few ways that we can maybe improve that process, right, on our blog. So let's look at this site here. And I'm gonna use freedomwithmohit.com as a lens in which to explore ways that bloggers and content creators can just be a bit more intentional on what they're doing, right? And I like to look at the lens, look at uh, the inbound marketing process as a great framework to look at how to improve our websites and our blogs. And you can Google inbound marketing if you're not familiar with that process. But essentially, so let's dig in here and see if we can find a few things that we can do to improve Freedom with Mohit. Just on Before I get into the marketing and what are some things that we can do to increase conversions. Um, and I guess this can affect conversions, but immediately I want to start with just first impressions. And I have to say, from a design standpoint, which I don't, a lot of sites these days with pre-built themes and custom themes and whatnot, design has improved. The internet used to look, from a design standpoint, a lot worse back in the day. Um, but I want to say this side, I'm not drawn to the colors. There's a lot of colors going on. I mean, just look at it. You got blue, you have gold, and I'm really not trying to be super critical here. But I'm just honestly saying, I don't like the colors. It doesn't look. You have black, you have red. Um, the sidebar, calls to actions, too much text. The colors they are jarring. They don't vibe together in some ways. Um, Now, it's not bad. I don't want to sound, like I said, like if you scroll down, you're seeing a very clean, organized blog. Um, and you have one ad in the sidebar and a great looking call to action here. Um, and that's it. You got some more reads. And so overall, I would say in terms of the cleanness and the layout, or the cleanness of your layout, I would say it's really good. It's just the colors I just abhor. I just have to say. And I think when it comes to conversions, design matters. Um, and giving that sense of professionalism, or your audience feeling like you're an authority or you know what you're talking about. When you give that professional appearance with your design, it does communicate loads of that, and it helps folks in deciding whether to stick around or connect with you or opt in or get to know more about what you're doing. Another thing I would say too, Mohit, is the owner of this site, um, or anyone watching, logo as well. It's another design element. I don't like this logo at all. I mean, it's kind of hard to even read. You have freedom with, and the W is like super small cursive, or freedom. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm sorry. This is not. This doesn't work for me, because it looks like freedom WI Mohit, but I'm guessing it's W with a slash, because I'm looking at the URL in the up top, and I see freedom with Mohit. That's the only way I knew what it was about, or was able to really say what that logo was. Making lives heaven on earth. I can read that, and it sort of speaks to maybe a general idea of what you're doing, but doesn't really communicate what the site's about. It just sounds like you make people's lives better. But I think it doesn't. You can do a lot more in communicating specifically to me what you're uniquely providing people. You know, I want to stress the unique part as well, because not only do I feel like you can be clear in terms of what you provide, but you also want to pay attention to how you're different from other people that provide the same thing. And I think I read something about your dislike for the word competition, which I might, relate to some of those sentiments. But you do need to at least communicate what you are offering, and why you feel like somebody coming to your site might feel like you're uniquely offering something of value, uh, as opposed to anyone else. And it's just a reason for them to stick around. So anyways, back to just layout and design. I would change, not so much the layout, but your logo for sure needs to be more professional. The tagline that you're using there needs to tell me a bit more about what the site's about. I'm guessing it's some financial advice. I see a money bag with the money sign on it. I would change the logo, be a bit more clear with your tagline, and the colors. I would try to keep the amount of colors on the blog layout to maybe 2 or 3 colors, not more than that. And I am not saying that you have a ton. I see gold, blue, and I see a different color blue, and the designs themselves are just a bit. The fonts don't make sense to me, and they don't really communicate the kind of professionalism that I sense that you're trying to project. Another thing that you're doing, but it's like you're actually, I think, is a good idea, is that you have in the above this header image here, this call to action. It's a static call to action where it says earn daily cash for just being my visitor. Click here. It's a very intriguing call to action. And the fact that you have that there, I think, is a great idea. And if you have a site, this is a simple thing that you can do as a website owner, to increase your conversions, is make sure that above the fold that you at least have one call to action. In this case, Mohit has 2. I see the bar up here, and on the side he has some specific actions that he wants people to take, and that's evident when you come to the site. But there's a lot of plugins out there, guys. I think Hello Bar, I don't know if they're still around, and some Viper Chill. There's some others that have a static call to action bar that sits at the top of the page. It's not something you have to design yourself. And there's some free ones out there with WordPress, and there's some affordable ones that you can purchase, and you can change that call to action anytime you want, so it allows you to clearly state what kind of action you want your website visitors to do. Opt in for something, sign up for something, let them notify them about a webinar, whatever you want to clearly promote or advise, what action that you want to advise your website visitors to take. It's a great opportunity there. I think I'll leave that there for this video. I want to make this really about increasing your blog conversion rates, and I wanted to focus on how design can help that. One more thing outside of the realm of design that I'll mention, since I brought up call to actions, and I like the fact that there's 2 here. One thing that I didn't see is in the blog content, because this is primarily using blog content to attract website visitors to his business. At the end of the article, I'm looking for a call to action. I think that's a great opportunity. And I see, sorry, I started reading further. I'm in right now. I don't know what that is, But I clicked around at some of the blog articles, and I think it's really a wasted opportunity if you don't at the end of the article give a relevant, congruent call to action. Something for me to do if I want to get more of what you helped me out with in the blog post. That's a great place to tell me, hey, opt in to get the free ebook that explores the subject more. Or yeah, like I see one of the, I looked at some posts, I didn't see any. Here I see, since I'm now making the video, right? I see a call to action here, but it's sort of general. And I think if you can make it more relevant to what value just provided in the blog post, that would really help your conversion rates there. And anyone watching, you want to have, it's all about being intentional. So what are the top priorities that priority actions that you want your ideal customer avatar, your ideal audience members that are visiting your site to take? Ask yourself where you can place these calls to actions, and one of the places that I would recommend is at the end of your blog post, and up top with one of these call to action bars up top in the above the header. But that's all for now. There's a lot of things that I could explore on this site for sure. But those I think are great starters. And if you're watching this, you want to just reflect on how that might help your site out. And I hope it adds some value to you. And in conclusion, I'll just say, be intentional, guys. I enjoy doing these reviews. So if you want me to take a look at your site, I'm more likely to say yes if you reach out. If you're doing something cool, something that you feel really passionate about that's making a difference in the world. I know that can sound cliche, but that's what gets me excited, is if I feel like I'm helping someone, I'm giving them some of my time. I've worked with a lot of sales funnels and websites and landing pages, and I get most geeked when I see something that's really making a difference in the world. So if that's you, and you're a creator, you want to impact the world in some positive ways you see, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to spend some time going over your site and give you my feedback. All right, be intentional out there with your sites, make a difference, and I'll see you on another video. Take care.